Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in this video I want to touch on a couple things. First off, I want to touch on something that I didn't touch on in the last video. It's a strategy of posting on Craigslist that that Julio, he's someone who joined me in Solavei, and he works here with me out here in the unit. And what he's doing is he is offering flashing and unlocking services for Sprint and Verizon. Now, we know that the Sprint and Verizon phones, they're not compatible with Solavei. But let me give you an example of today, how he got a customer in here. He was able to make $30 profit for about an hour's worth of work, and while we had the customer here, we were able to engage with him and the conversation about Solavei, and you could see the light bulb going off in his head. He was so excited. When he left here today, we had him on a no contract plan with Sprint or Verizon. So this is how this works. The customer called because he saw the ad about flashing his Sprint phone, okay? And so the customer's contacting him. The reason that the customer wants his phone flashed is because he wants to lower his bill. Okay, the customer at this point though, he knows he wants something other than Sprint or Verizon, but he doesn't know what his options are. Well, Julio tells him, hey, listen, I can get you set up on a $19 a month unlimited talk and text plan. There's no data, but for $19 a month, unlimited talks and text. Or for $40 a month, we can add in an extra gigabyte of web. Okay, so the guy ended up choosing for the $40 a month for the unlimited talk and text with 1 gigabyte of web. Well, how did he get him signed up? Well, there's multiple companies out there that are supported by Sprint and Verizon. You got Voyager Mobile, you got Simple Mobile, you got Go Mobile, and all Julio did was get the customer in here, go to that Voyager Mobile's website and say, here's the plans I can offer you right here. And the customer said, yeah, I'll do that. And so Julio told him what Julio did was, before the customer came, he calculated how much the customer needs for his first month's bill, how much the activation fee is for the Voyager Mobile website, and then he added $30 to the activation fee. So all Julio ended up doing was going to the same website the customer could have went to. He gathered the customer's information, he called the customer service number, and instead of the person himself calling customer service and figuring out how to get his phone set up, Julio did it for him. It took him about an hour. He made $30 profit. At the exact same time that Julio was there doing that, here I was saying, hey, listen, I know that the phone you're getting set up with now, it's not compatible, but we've got a really incredible program here, a free cell phone program, and he allowed me to share it with him, and I'm telling you, I saw the light bulb go off in his head. He was like, wow, that is incredible. So that particular method of marketing, offering the flashing and unlocking or the flashing services for the Verizon and Sprint, gets more customers engaging with you that you may be able to turn into a profit simply by getting them activated and helping them lower their bill. But it also gives you the opportunity to expose that new customer to our Solavei service. So one other thought on that before I move on is that so many people have Sprint and Verizon phones, and so few people actually offer the unlocking or flashing services, that when he puts up his ads, his phone rings all the time with these flashes, and he doesn't even actually flash them. He doesn't flash them. He just knows where he can go to get the customer signed up to help that customer lower their bill, which is what the customer's after in the first place. So, wanted to throw that in there. Now I'm going to talk about the most important part of running a Craigslist campaign and answering these calls. The most important part is simply taking notes. You're taking notes. The nature of people is they're not going to hear you explain this free cell phone program to them and then just boom, make a decision. Yeah, I want to do it now. Most of them, if they're on the no contract plans, they could have anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 weeks before their next bill is due, so it doesn't make sense until then. Some of them are in contracts, and they have to wait 3 or 4 months before they break the calls. Based on some of the ads here, let me just read some of the notes to you. Some of the different types of notes with different types of customers. Let me get to some of my more recent. All right, Maurice, he's in the music industry. I wrote down his phone number here. I told him about the plan, and he was so excited. He was like, man, I know 5 or 6 people off the top of my head who would jump on this. But he had to wait, let's see, I need to follow up with him on the 11-ish is what I wrote, 10th or 11th, because that's getting closer to when his monthly thing, his next payment will be due. Let's see, Forrest responded to a start your own flashing mobile service business, and he had paid $300 for unlocking training course once. He said he got totally ripped off. The people ran off with his money, didn't teach him anything. I've actually followed up with Forrest 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times I have connected with him on the phone, and because his mentality is he's thinking about starting a business. It's more than just him switching his cell phone service over. He's trying to wrap his whole head around it. So there's been multiple conversations where we've spoke, where I'm answering more questions. And what he has done is he has scheduled a time here on between the 15th and the 19th, based on his schedule. He's going to schedule time to come out here, actually get enrolled so that he can see what the whole process looks like. But the fortune is in the follow-up. I started engaging in that conversation with him back 3.5 weeks ago. But it's going to happen. The fortune's in the follow-up. Let's see what else I've done here. I had a phone up for sale, and Maxwell called, and I got his phone number here and his email here, and I didn't even have the phone on hand. The phone was at Walmart. It's a $100 phone. I put it on Craigslist for $80. When he called, I said, listen, if you switch over to our unlimited talk, text, and data plan, I can sell you the phone for $80. It's $120 if you just want to buy the phone. Right, and then I was able to tell him about our referral program, and I wrote on here the date that I need to follow up with him. And let's see what else. Let's see who else. Here's actually someone who I got signed up, Camellia. She called and about one of my ads about unlimited talk, text, and data, and then I followed up with her. Let's see, 5 days later, I followed up with her. On that date, we scheduled a time to get together, or I enrolled her over the phone, and then we scheduled a time for me to drop off her SIM card to her. The point I'm getting at is this is the most important part of this process. Being ready to capture the information so that you can follow up with that customer. And sometimes I even fail. Here's a perfect example. I wrote this note here. Kanisha saw the unlimited talk, text, and data ad, was very excited about the program. She's in a T-Mobile contract now. On 4/30, she is going to call to find, on 4/30, that was the date, she's going to call to find out where she's at in her contract. How much time does she have left? What kind of options she have? And then I put a date to follow up with her, but I forgot to write her phone number on here. So you got to make sure you get all that information right there. That's one that I may have lost, but I remember talking to her. She was so excited. And people think about this weeks and weeks after you talk to them, but they're too busy. They don't pick up their phone. But if you call them and they've been thinking about it, they're saying, you know what, yeah, I'm glad that you called me. I did have some questions that came up into my mind. So the Craigslist campaign is half of it. This is the other half. Get out there, make it happen. Let me know how I can assist you. God bless.